newspaper?
Well, kind of a combination of all those, and I think the one that you didn't mention was the social networking, the LinkedIns of the world, being able to go online and look for people that you know at other companies, because most of the really good jobs are obtained through like a friend or a colleague. The stuff you'd see on the job boards, I mean, that's kind of the first line. And generally, you're going to be sending a resume in to a company that might get 1,500 resumes. There's no way they can go through that.
Right, right. So that brings up the next point, the resume. I think so often there are so many blunders on a resume. Do you have suggestions as to the perfect resume?
Yes, I do. I don't spend a lot of time reading the letter, the profile letter that the client would send in. You know, here's how I'm great and all that type of stuff. Because one of the reasons is a resume is not a legal document, whereas an application is. And you'll be surprised that for our clients, when they asked us to screen through lots of interviewees and resumes, it's totally different than the application. The other thing is watch the misspellings, watch things about putting too much information that may determine your age. Also watch your email address. You know, do you have, babymama863@gmail.com? That's not a really great thing to have on your resume, right?
Yeah. So in terms of the resume, what about colored paper? What about a certain type of font? Is there a standard for that?
No, I think, when you have to go through 1,000 resumes, you have to scan, and basically companies pay us to scan what I look at as a job history. If all the other stuff, I just get down to the job history, see where you've been and how long you've been there.
That's a biggie. And what if you are an employee that's maybe burned an employment bridge, or you've had short-term positions? Do you put that on your resume?
You probably should, because when you fill out the application, companies demand of my service to find out where those gaps are. What did you do for these 3 months? Oh, I was in Tent City. So we need to know. We need to know where. The employment history's got to be pretty consistent.
Yes, absolutely. And then let's talk about the interview. The next process is the interview. What about clothing? What do you wear to an interview?
I think what you need to do is kind of scope out the area before the interview. It's always good to drive to, if you got an interview, go to the place first and watch people coming in and out of the building. Overdressing is okay. You're not going to wear a tuxedo. But you want to look professional. You don't have to have all new clothes, but they do have to be clean. And I would always say polish your shoes, even if you're a lady too. That's a big thing. That's
a biggie, because you can only make a first impression once, and when you're walking in, they're looking for the whole package. And I think it starts the second you walk into that agency that you're interviewing with. That's where it starts, right there. And then also, let's talk a little bit about maybe in this economy right now, people are somewhat overqualified for certain positions, and I think vast amounts of resumes and employees are looking for work. So what if you're overqualified in this economy looking for a job? How do you show the employer that you are a good fit?
Well, generally, too, that's, a lot of your older workers, too, and what you need to do is just don't go in and say, man, I just need a job. That is a real bad thing to say, even if you do. You want to make sure that you emphasize what you've done, that you're not going to make the same amount of money. But the one good thing that older workers do have going for them is they don't have the same distractions as the younger worker. They don't have the child care issues. They don't have the relationship problems. So that tends to be a good thing if you're looking to hire somebody.
Absolutely. And then if someone out there is unemployed right now, they're looking for a job, would you say that it's best for someone to put 100 resumes out there in all different areas just to get a job, or is it best to focus your energy on one specific area that you're interested in?
I think you stay with your interests. I think you make a note of who is all the people that you know, and then go meet with them first. Most people think applying for a job is going online and sending resume after resume. That's not applying for a job, because everybody's doing that. And they don't have time to look at that. So doing some pre-planning, but working the contacts that you know is really important.
Absolutely, that is important. And then for those that actually have a job right now, with all the cutbacks, how do you show your worth at work? How do you show that they need to keep your position and that you are valuable?
Well, if you find yourself not busy, you should go to the supervisor and ask for additional work. plan something that something that's been in the works for a while that hasn't gotten done. Volunteer your services to help somebody else. And another thing is stay off the internet, Facebook, talking to your buddies, texting, calling people so they can see you're not busy, because they'll go, oh, that person's not busy, when we're doing reduction.
Or anything that can potentially harm you, like Facebook, anything that the masses are accessible to, like Facebook. So, yeah, that's great. You've been so helpful. Thank you so much for all this information. It's so important right now with so many people out there searching for jobs, trying to keep their jobs, and it's wonderful. Thank you so much. Up next.